All right, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. All right, now, so here's another video that was sent to me by my good friend Yogi. And Yogi, thank you for the video. Now, the video deals with the lawyer who is working on ending frauditing. Ending frauditing. Damn, I look forward to that day where we don't have to worry about a-holes going into government locations and harassing our public employees. And it's not just the public employees anymore, guys. I think it's safe to say that they are targeting we the people, the average citizen now, because I got a couple of videos that I will be uploading where these frauditors, if you don't agree with them, well, shit, you're the enemy now. Also, you know, these individuals that say that they're fighting for freedom of speech, and when you do speak your mind, if you're not agreeing with them, well, shit, you are the enemy now. So I think it's safe to say, guys, that this frauditing shit has gotten way out of control. Way out of control. A lot of these individuals, like let's say Sean, this is nothing about rights no more. This is all about making money. Money, guys, because if you remember the last video that I uploaded on Sean, that he was unlawfully arrested. Oh, if you go on his channel and look at the video, the guy has a GoFundMe account already put up. Oh, now, I'm not saying this shit out of jealousy, but I'm saying think about it. Look at the big picture here, guys. The last time that he was trespassed from City Hall and ended up going to trial and so on or whatever, what was the fine? A $90 fine. And let me tell you guys, if you don't know this guy is making over $5,000 and better off of one video. Damn it, off of one video. The guy's got over 500,000 subscribers. This guy's making good money. Okay, that's not even talking about the money that people donate to him. Okay, but listen, the audacity that this guy has on his latest video of him unlawfully being arrested. The asshole put a GoFundMe account already. Are you kidding me? Help fight the arrest fees. I forget how he titled it, but can you believe that crap? And I say, damn it, the subscribers, they must be really up his ass that they're not thinking right, that I'm saying, damn it, the guy's making a buku dollars off the video, and he'll end up that arrest there at that Human Department Services or whatever. He'll get a fine. What, $90? And the guy will make like 40 grand off the GoFundMe account, plus what YouTube gives him on the video. Tell me that's not a period. The guy's making a killing. Okay, now I don't knock him for that. More power to anybody who wants to use social media to make a quick buck and make a living out of it, whatever. Okay, what I do knock the asshole for is going to these government locations and harassing the regular average person who has the ounce to get up and go to work 9 to 5. Okay, that's the individual we're talking about, regardless that his pay is tax fund related or whatever, regardless that he's a government employee, doesn't change the fact that the guy is a human. The guys are family members, are friends, are neighbors, and so on. Okay, but yet these guys, anybody who works for the government, they're the enemy. Now, don't get me wrong now. Listen, I understand our government has some faults, okay? I'm not all 100% up government's ass. I don't trust the government too much, and I know we have faults. Again, I say I know we have faults. But going into these government locations and aiming cameras and screwing with the regular average person that don't have shit to do with the, if anything, if these guys were going after like the high guys, the lawmakers and shit like that, the politicians, hey, I'd be right there cheering them on, okay? But no, they're not doing that. They're harassing the little guy on the totem pole that doesn't have shit to do with, who's getting shitted on by the government just like we are, okay? And they do that because it's easier. They're easy targets, soft targets, whatever the hell you want to call it. Anyway, I found the video interesting. I want you to check it out. Let me know your thoughts on it. And Yogi, again, I tell you, thank you, my friend, for the video.
Say hello to my little friend. Remember Tony Montana and Scarface? Infamous line, right? Well, the feds have their little friend, and it's the federal cyber harassment, cyber stalking statute, 2261A, 2B. And why am I talking about it? Because you've seen the First Amendment auditors, some of them go in, they film, they don't care what is said about it. They have a First Amendment right to film. It's a government building, it's a public space. And the signs are a mere inconvenience, a mere annoyance, don't have the force of law. Don't believe that. That is not actually true. I know they like to think it's true, but no. And under the federal cyber harassment statute, if you dox somebody, if you send your followers on them to descend on them and aggravate them, it just takes 2 times. That's the continuity of purpose, just twice. And you have to use an electronic device, and it's very widely described under the Wiretap Act. So when you come in and you harass somebody and use electronic device, if it causes substantial emotional distress in the individual, it won't matter, because the statute even says, well, for the reasonable person. So you could come across someone who says, I'm not really bothered by it, I don't really care, and still wind up being convicted. And we're talking about 5 years and $250,000 in fines per incident. And I'm going to show you the Hendrickson decision that came down in 2023 here in the Ninth Circuit. They can go back even 13 years at trial to prove that this is the kind of stuff you do, called motive, opportunity, knowledge, and stuff like that under the federal rules of evidence. And of course, we know that the First Amendment auditors love to keep a library of everything they do, which would only be used against them to get them convicted. So my point is that harassment using an electronic device is not protected under the First Amendment and has never been protected speech. And you may think as a First Amendment auditor, what you're doing is protected because you believe it is, but your beliefs are not what's going to control. It'll be what is considered objectively reasonable. So let's take a look at the statute, because although I'm not wishing it on anybody, I have a feeling that the feds are going to start rolling out this prosecution as more and more of this stuff comes to light. The more people that go to federal buildings and disrupt them, I mean, all they got to do is make a report to the FBI, and the FBI could put a case together. Here in Orange County, there's a prosecution unit for the Department of Justice that handles these kinds of cases. Like I said, I'm working with the FBI in one right now for cyber harassment. You want to go live streaming? It's electronic. It's communicating electronic information. And then you engage in a course of conduct. Course of conduct is 2 or more instances under the federal statute 2266-23 for the purposes of showing knowledge, intent, motive, opportunity, all the different ways that federal evidence allows things in. They can go back many years. In fact, in the Hendrickson case, they went back 13 years to prove a course of conduct because it was unique to that person. And then your videos, which could go back for many years under Hendrickson, again, only the Ninth Circuit, you could be finding those instances used as a pattern of conduct against you. I broke down the elements. Again, this is not legal advice. It says you have to have an intent to do it. But remember, your intent is not judged by how you feel about it. It's about how a reasonable person would feel about it. Number 2, now, any interactive computer service could include electronic devices, information systems, computer systems, whatever, that users can use. And then under Section 230F2, the electronic communication service is defined under the Wiretap Act, which provides users, any service which provides users that have the ability to send or receive wire electronic communications, all completely within there. And then 2 or more acts 2266, and then you have to know that although this is out of I cited to the Fourth Circuit, I really shouldn't have. I should have gone to the Ninth Circuit, but I gave you the Hendrickson decision. Here, if you're in California, if you're in the Ninth Circuit, especially California, one of your First Amendment arguments would be, and I don't know, I've heard any of you use it, would be the anti-SLAPP statute 425.16, because you're posting in a public medium, you would fall under E3 as a defense. Any written or oral statement in writing made in the place open to the public, or a public forum. YouTube is certainly a public forum, but it has to be an issue of public interest. And harassment is never going to be protected under the First Amendment. I decided to speak up on this because I cannot believe the ignorance of some of these auditors. Not all of them, but some of them. Some of them really do want to know the law very well, but others just assume that because it's a First Amendment issue in their mind, they have the right to do what they want to do. If you were to walk into a DMV Social Security office, place like that, and stick your camera in their face and start filming them. And they tell you not to. And then you say, well, I'm not paying attention to you. I have a First Amendment right to do this. Well, let's say you film an elderly man with a heart condition, or you film a woman who's nursing a baby and she thinks she's got privacy in a corner where no one can see her, and you happen just to pop up with your camera and startle her. And then they call the cops. There's 2 instances right there that would be enough potentially to trigger the statute. And now you're looking at 5 years. I mean, I hope they listen to me. I hope they understand. I'm not saying everything they do would come into the harassment statute, but sometimes some of it does. Anyway, the information's out there. I've made everyone aware of it. Hopefully people will listen to what I have to say, or they can be captains on the Titanic and take that ride as much as they want straight to a jail cell. I mean, it's really their choice.